Good afternoon and welcome to Washington Academy for tonight's first and hopefully only virtual winter awards ceremony. First of all, spring athletes, my deepest heartfelt sympathy to you for losing out on your season. Seniors, my heart goes out to you. I feel awful. Underclassmen, if I could give you any advice, if you could take anything from all this, please learn. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take any pitch for granted. Don't take any smash for granted, any sprint, any throw. It could all be taken away at any time. So live life to the fullest and take advantage when you're playing sports and appreciate every moment that you are in. Thank you. Okay, at this time, I want to explain our awards and how they go. Awards are given, coaches are allowed to give 4 individual awards. Junior varsity players receive certificates of completion. A letter. A varsity letter is awarded to each student who participates in a varsity sport one time only. They also get a one-time emblem. For example, an emblem for a basketball player would be a basketball, cheering it would be a pom-pom. You also get a service bar for each year that you participate in the sport, and you can receive a captain pin and also a manager pin, which goes out to the team manager. At this time, what I'd like to do before we get started with the awards portion, I want to recognize a few special people. First of all, special people are PVC Senior All Academic Seniors. These are seniors which have a 90 or above grade point average, and they've maintained that grade point average for at least 6 semesters. Recognizing Riley Frazier, girls varsity basketball. Elena Maggiore, girls varsity basketball manager. Greg Moulton, boys varsity basketball. Ethan Robinson, boys varsity basketball. Alexa Bouya, cheering. Elizabeth Graham, cheering. Ava and Sydney Presley, cheering. Zane Fitzsimmons, swim. Jamin Han, swim. Sophie Samalova, swim. And Taylor Bridges for wrestling. And again, those folks have all maintained a 90 or above grade point average. Now, one of the neat things that I get to do as an athletic director, I get to choose 4 seniors, 2 boys and 2 girls, who attend a scholar athlete banquet put on by the PVC. The PVC stands for Penobscot Valley Conference. The Penobscot Valley Conference gives 12 individual cash awards for 6 boys and for 6 girls. There are roughly about 35 teams in the Penobscot Valley, so there's roughly 100 or so kids that attend this awards night. This year I was very fortunate to take with me Riley Frazier, Merritt Veal, Zane Fitzsimmons, and Nia Aratakis. And by the luck of the draw, we had one person who got drawn for a $1,000 cash award, and that was Nia Aratakis. Congratulations, Nia, way to go. At this time, I'd like to introduce our freshman boys basketball team. They are coached by Jason Rumble Delegata. Everyone on this team receives a certificate. Simeon Alley, Gavin Bixler, Joseph Day, Kawhi Evans, Kason Ferguson, Kyle Griffin, Tristan Hicks, Cody Jones, Wyatt Layton, Jonathan O'Donnell, Ethan Libby, Brandon Porter, Thomas Richardson, and Aiden Stewart.
Hello everyone, to my players, to the families of the players. During these tough times, I wish we could all be here, packed in our gymnasium, celebrating a very successful 2019-2020 fall/winter sports program. And I wish that I was able to be with each and every one of the individuals that was on my freshman basketball team this year, but here's the next best thing. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Steves, Coach Preston, and Coach Mike for having the faith that I could do a good job leading the freshman basketball team. I felt we had a really successful year. The kids learned a lot. We had a good time out on that court, along with myself. And I want to especially thank the parents. The parents came out, whether we were in our home gymnasium, whether we traveled on the road, they came out and they supported this team. You know, I'm not a graduate here of Washington Academy. I'm what they call a replant from Massachusetts, but I do come here with tradition in mind. My wife is a graduate here of Washington Academy, along with my two sister-in-laws, and it goes down all the way to her family graduating from here. Her grandfather being a history and math teacher at this school. So to me, I get to stand in the line of tradition. I get to get my face added to the plaques and pitches of Memory Wall. But let me get to the point at hand. So, with tradition being the mind, the only thing I knew the last time I coached basketball was the year of 2000 was my last year. But as you know, James Naismith, for a little history, invented the game of basketball in 1891 in Springfield, Massachusetts. He was a Canadian. His logic realistically never changed. It was to put the ball in the hoop. So my system was basically putting the ball in the hoop, and the best play on that was to play hard defense and run like you was a stallion. I believe that my team came and they did all of what I asked. They played hard, they played great defense, and we ran the ball, an old traditional style of Washington Academy basketball. My wife had said the style of basketball I played, with running and playing hard defense and driving to the hoop, was reminiscent of an old school coach that you may know by the name of Buddy Wood. I've seen his picture up around here. He lasted for a lot of years. So if I could be successful like Coach Wood, I guess that's a great compliment. The one thing that was really awesome, we had a great team concept. Every one of the team players, whether they were on the bench or out the floor, knew their role, understood that when they went into the game, that they make the best of that opportunity. And point said, it was proven to two of my players when I sat them down at one practice, and they were discouraged and saying, man, I never get in there enough, or I don't start. And from day one, I always said it wasn't who starts. It's the person that when you're in there that makes the most of their opportunity that's going to shine. Well, that truth came to fruition because the next day, two of my guys who basically probably started 1 to 2 games, but sat on the bench, when they came in, they made the most of their opportunity and they worked hard. And when that came a call up to the junior varsity team, and it made me proud that I knew that my words were starting to come true for these two young individuals, Joey Day and Aiden Stewart. I was very proud of you guys to get called up because you were starting to understand there was no I in team. There's only an I in win. And the best way to win is to be a team player and a teammate. And these guys really went to that extreme and were great team players. Along with Gavin Bixler. Gavin Bixler would underestimate himself. And then just one day, he decided to bring the right backpack to school. And in that backpack, I would joke with him, and I told him he brought his game today. And I'm very happy that Gavin Bixler learned that lesson of making the most out of his opportunity when he was put on that court. We had a lot of other guys that when they went in there, they made the most of their opportunity. You know, guys like Wyatt and Kyle, Kawhi, Simeon, and the list goes on to the guys who tried and made the most out of their opportunity. And that made the most complete team. And I've been around athletics for a long time. Through my playing days, through my coaching days. I honestly can say it was the most complete team and unselfish team that I've ever been around. and I am proud to say that I coached you guys. And I hope that I realistically get the chance to move up the ranks with you guys and once again be able to sit on that bench and lead you guys into each and every game and into every battle, giving a great opportunity to come out of that battle successful with a win or learning a life value that you could bring in to day-to-day life. Lastly, when it came to the plays and the playbook, it was how I go about life. Life didn't give you an owner's manual with every test result in it. So to me, basketball, the way I was coached, you go out there, you play hard with your defense, it makes the best offense. The bonding part, I'll end it with this, was great. The first couple of road games, we had a bus driver. And I noticed that the good way of bonding with this team and getting them to buy into what I was saying was I had to become the bus driver. So I would drive with the team for the rest of the games. And I believe it was successful. Because those guys trusted me just like I trusted them. We all became a unit, coach and players. We would communicate on Facebook Messenger, tell jokes and ribs. The guys, I truly appreciate each and every one of you players for making me one of the guys. That's one of the best things that's happened since I was been at this school. You guys would come and visit me after basketball, and it was awesome. But anyways, let's get to the individual awards. And once again, I thank each and every one of my players. I wish you guys were here. To my captains and how I got to you guys. I noticed you guys were the 3 hardest workers, and there was different attributes that you guys brought to the table. My 3 captains, Simeon Alley, Cody Jones, and Aiden Stewart. Thank you very much. You guys did a great job in helping lead this team. Now, to the individual awards. My Offensive Player of the Year. Coach Mike from JV called him Bambi. I called him Money, because every time this kid took the ball, he would listen to what I said. When I yelled run and drive to the hole, this kid did it every time. And at times when he wasn't on in the first or second quarter, I told him it didn't matter. Your time was after halftime. The third and fourth quarter was your time to shine, and you would dominate. My Offensive Player of the Year for 2019-2020 for the Washington Academy Raiders freshman basketball, Brandon Porter. Brandon, thank you very much. I totally enjoyed coaching you. I hope I get to move up the ranks and lead you to the next few years in your high school basketball career. Now, the next one goes out to, I called him my class clown, and he would really loosen some things up during practice, and then at times when I was really trying to be serious, he would still try to keep things loose. But I kind of like that. I like when a person can be a person, because that's when you know that individual has no problem going out there and being himself. This person was awesome. He would make me laugh. And like I said, at times when we didn't really need the jokiness, he brought it there, he kept it loose. My Defensive Player of the Year goes out to Tristan Hicks. Tristan, it was awesome, an honor and a privilege to get to coach you, and I hope I get to move up the ranks with you and coach you for the next 3 years for your Washington Academy basketball career. My next award goes out to the Leadership Award, the person who can display leadership, obviously. This person came to practices, many suggestions about even the starting lineup, at certain times putting the guys from the bench in there over the starters. Basically, he never thought about himself. He thought about his teammates. He was the ultimate team player. At times, he brought his dad down to certain practices to help, knowing that I needed an extra body on the court during practice times. And it was an honor and a privilege to get to coach this kid. The Leadership Award for 2019-2020 goes out to Cody Jones. Cody, thank you very much for being a part of the freshman basketball team. I hope that we get to move up the ranks together. Honor and privilege to coach you. Keep the good work up. Keep your nose to the ground and keep on battling. You're doing a great job, and no telling where you could be 3 to 4 years from now in your high school basketball career. My next award goes out to the most outstanding player on the freshman basketball team for 2019-2020. This person right here stood out to me heads above the rest. I'm sorry, I'm tongue-tied there. We were undefeated with this player. We went 6-0, and there was no doubt that if I had this player on my team for all 13 games, we would have been 13-0, and I would have came back to this school beating Bangor the last game of the year. He's definitely a key cog, and I look for big things from this guy from the next 2 to 4 years here in the Washington Academy basketball uniform. The Most Outstanding Player Award for 2019-2020 for freshman basketball here at Washington Academy, Kaysen Ferguson. Kaysen, greatly appreciate your hard effort. If you just keep your nose to the ground and keep on fighting through, no telling where you could wind up 3 to 4 years with your basketball career. Honor and privilege to coach you, and I hope that I get to move up the ranks and with your basketball career, get to see you grow even further. Well, that concludes my 2019-2020 virtual awards ceremony for the freshman basketball team here at the Washington Academy. Go Raiders! We'll see you next year. Thank you very much.